Ready to turn your passion into popping balloon installs and unforgettable event vibes? Whether you're just starting or leveling up, this ebook is your go-to for the real tips, tricks, and techniques to slay the balloon game. From building jaw-dropping garlands to mastering fillers and outdoor setups, I'm sharing everything I've learned from years of designing bold, beautiful balloon moments. Let's make magic, blow up those balloons in your business, and create the kind of events people can't stop talking about. You've got this, and I've got you. The link to purchase is in the description section of the video.
Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to another video. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Thank you for always coming back and watching my video. I appreciate you guys so much, and I don't take you guys for granted. Today I'm bringing you a new video, and this video would be sponsored today by LaForest Backdrop. You could check them out, their website at www.laforestbackdrop.com. They offer a lot of products, a lot of backdrops, customized backdrops, printed backdrops. They do offer like the backdrop frames, like the arch frame, circle frame, regular pipe and drain frames. They offer backdrops for like photographers and stuff like that. They do offer a wide variety of stuff, guys. I would say run over to their page and check out what they have on the website. Today I will be reviewing another backdrop. As you can see in the first video that I posted, I reviewed one of their backdrop. This backdrop is very similar to that one in terms of, it's the same heavy duty material, polyester material that they're using. As you can see, today I'll be using my golden arch frame, so it is a different design. The last video I did the circle frame, this one I'm doing the arch frame. So this arch frame I did purchase from Amazon a couple years ago. Every now and then they restock it, but they're not consistent with it. So I would say if you want arch frame, run over to laforestbackdrop.com. I do have a 20% coupon in the description section of the video that you guys could utilize to save 20% off your order. So yeah, guys. So for today, I'm doing the 7.2 feet arch cover. My backdrop stand is a 7.2 feet by 4 feet wide, which is the same dimension of the backdrop that they sent me. So far so good, based off just looking at the print through the packaging. Quality is very good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of unbox this and see how it fit on my arch, and let's see how that worked out. So yeah, guys, don't forget to run over to the website and check out the stuff that they have over there. Also, if you want like a custom backdrop, they also offer that, so you could, I guess, upload your own file and they'll print it for you on whichever backdrop that you choose. So if you choose like the arch or the circle, yeah, that is also an option. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and just see what we're working with. Like I said, it's the same size as the backdrop stand that I have. So let's see what we're working with. So as you can see, guys, it's very much printed. The entire backdrop, it has like a grass kind of boxwood edge vibe with, the little grad sign in the middle and then the little florals on the side. On the back side of it, it's just white. To be honest, guys, the material is so thick that you could possibly use this as two backdrops. So I would say test it first. If you would want to still try that option, just maybe put it on your arch and see if you're able to see through to the other side. But possibly, you could use it as two backdrop. You could even put like a plain backdrop underneath, for instance, another white arch cover under, then slide this one over to kind of like block out the back side of it. So yeah, guys, just some ideas there. One thing I do like about this so far is the fact that it does have a zipper at the bottom. which would help to keep the backdrop stable on the stand. I've gotten a lot of good quality backdrop arch covers from Amazon as well. Some of them doesn't have the zipper, some of them do have the zipper, and I would say the ones that I do get from Amazon that has the zipper in the past, those were very good in terms of just keeping the backdrop steady, no sliding or anything that like that. So you guys, that's a good little thing that they have. So right now I'm just gonna go and see how well this fit on my arch. I will tell you guys, it doesn't really have a lot of stretch in the material, so I'm a little scared to see if this is gonna fit because as you can see, I just took it out of packaging, so I've not tried it on my stand. But so far, so good. Seems to be going on pretty nicely. There is a little bit of resistance in the sides only because my stand has those little push pins in the back, so I just got to work around those. But so far, so good. As you can see, it's sliding on pretty nicely and not really having a lot of issue with this one compared to the last one because I had to like stitch, get that one more straight on there. This one just goes over the arch and that's pretty much it. So you guys, so far it seemed to be working out really nicely. Okay, so as you can see, just based off of looking at it, it's very vibrant. I really love the look of this arch. I'm gonna go ahead and zip it up and just kind of see, how snug it really is on my stand. So this is a definite plus for me because, sometimes you order the arch covers and the sizing sometimes could be a little off and your pole at the bottom end up showing. Sometimes I try to find ways to maneuver and, figure out how to hide the pole at the bottom. So as you can see, guys, this is like the perfect fit. It is a little bit loose. It's a little bit taller than my stand. So as you can see at the bottom, it's a little loose, but this is like an easy fix, guys, because once you're ready to install your balloon, all you have to do is just tighten it on the stand and put your clamps and you will be good to go. So that's pretty much it. As far as colors, I didn't want to do too much of the green. So I think I'm just gonna balance it out today and I'm gonna be using maybe some rose gold, like a pearl or metallic rose gold color from Decomix. I think that's gonna be my main color. And then I'm gonna incorporate it with maybe some standard green, not standard green, forest green. And I did make my fillers ahead of time. So I did create some ivory fillers and some gold fillers just to blend in the little gold accent of the grad. And then for the little leaves hanging down, I did do some lime green like leaves. And that would be the only accent color that I'll add in that leaf design. So you guys, just trying to find new ways to or showcase other ways that you could really spruce up a garland and make it look unique and different. So a lot of people go with the basic regular garland with adding in some fillers, some 5-inch fillers, and maybe some flowers or whatever. But there is a lot of other options out there for your garland, and you kind of want your stuff to stand out against other people's design. You want something that make you stand apart. So always think of ways, guys, to kind of incorporate other design in your balloon work. So yeah, right now I'm gonna go ahead and let you know the colors. Well, I already told you what the colors are, but I'm just gonna show you the brands that I'm using and the actual name of the colors that I'll be using for this setup. So just stay tuned and keep watching. So the colors that I'll be using today, guys, as I mentioned before, I will be using the chrome metallic gold, just to kind of use it as an accent color only, not as a main balloon color. And that is just to kind of tie in that grad signage that's printed in the middle of the backdrop. The brand that I use is Colorful Elves, and this one is in the 12-inch. Um, Whenever I use the 18-inch balloon, it's usually in a different brand. Um, but they do offer a lot of colors in this one. And the reason why I use this particular brand is because I like how the it's like a light gold, like a true gold color. It's not like the dark gold. And this is why I don't really buy the dark gold from Decomix, the chrome gold from Decomix, because it's too dark. And I only use those dark colors in certain setups. So yeah, guys, if you want this gold balloon, Colorful Elves is the brand. This is really the only brand of metallic balloons that I purchase from Amazon. Um, if I'm in a bind and I really need something like very last minute, the other brand that I will probably run to is Party Woo. And I usually just buy the one that's closest to the color that I'm using, so I'm not really sure. Here's the next color. This one is the Metallic Rose Gold by Decomix. It's not a chrome gold. It's not a chrome rose gold. It's a metallic rose gold. So the easiest way for me to explain this to you guys is just think of a pearl balloon. So it's like a rose gold color, but kind of giving you like a pearl vibe. Or they said metallic. I guess we could go with metallic. But just for reference, it would be kind of like a pearl balloon. It does have that shiny texture on the outside, and yeah, it's a very pretty color. So you'll see when I inflate that what it looks like. The next color that I'll be using is standard forest green, and this is also from Decomix. I'll be using it in the 12-inch and the 18-inch. For this one, I'll only be using it in the 12-inch because I usually don't stock these balloons, the metallic balloons, so I don't have it in the any larger size. I usually just buy them like a bag or two bags just to kind of test what the colors look like to see if it's something I really want to stock. And the last color that I'll be using is the pastel ivory. And I will be using this in 12-inch and 18-inch. I'll just be probably using like maybe one 18-inch balloon because like I said, I didn't want it to be like a main color in the garland. I kind of want it to be like a little accent color. So it will be kind of like a main color because I'll be creating larger balloons with them, but it won't be like the clusters will be smaller. And then the last thing that I'm going to try to incorporate in this design is some bobos. Now, as I've mentioned in the past, these bobos, they were defective the last time I used them. I did order a couple packs of them, and honestly, I'm really just trying to get rid of them. So I'm going to see how I can incorporate these bobos in my setup today. Hopefully I could get at least one or two good ones out of the batch. So yeah, guys, just stay tuned for that. And we're going to start inflating the balloons. Okay, guys. So the first color that I'll be using, it would be the rose gold color, metallic rose gold, just because I want to kind of give you guys an idea what it looks like. It looks very dark in the packaging, but once inflated, this comes out to a very nice salmon looking color. So yeah, let's go ahead and get ready to inflate. So guys, as you already know, if you've been watching for a while or if you watch other creators that does balloon work, you know how to inflate a balloon. I'm pretty sure I have so many videos of me teaching you guys how to inflate the balloons or going over how to inflate the balloons. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and put my two balloons on the nozzle. Like I mentioned in the last video, this pump is only untouched on one side, so you want to make sure you have that balloon on first. On the one that's not untouched first. So there you go, guys. As I inflate my balloons, it's now giving me more of a true rose gold color, not a chrome metallic rose gold, but more of a pearly rose gold color, or in this case a metallic rose gold color. Very nice color, and I thought this color would really complement the backdrop because it's on the lighter side and it already has a lot of dark green in it, so I didn't want to put too much green color. So yeah, guys, these balloons are perfect right now for helium balloons, but when you're building a garland, you want to make sure your balloons are nice and round. So what you want to do is to release some of the air from the balloon so you could get them nice and round. And to do that, you just need to push your balloon on your palm, or you could push it towards your stomach or your body, and on the other end you're holding the neck of the balloon. You want to slowly release the neck of the balloon to release the air while you're pushing on it, and this will help you to get your balloon to a nice round shape. If you're using good quality balloons, guys, your balloon at this point should be nice and soft and flexible to work with. You want to make sure that you do that for both balloons, not just one balloons, because you want to prevent a lot of gaps in your garland. So you're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Once you have two nice round balloons, then you want to tie them together to create your duplex. So in order to create your duplex, all you need to do, you could cross your hands on either side, whichever works best for you, and just wrap the necks of the two balloons around each other and create a knot. And that will give you your first duplex. And we're going to continue this process for all the colors that we need for this garland. And then once we're done with that part, we'll go ahead and cluster them up. And then once we have our cluster, then we'll go ahead and start building our garland. So yeah, guys, this is your first duplex. So then I'm going to go ahead and just inflate some balloons, and then I'll check back in when it's time for me to actually cluster them. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, so unfortunately, while I was recording, I believe a phone call came in. Something happened while I was recording, and that made my camera stop recording. So the entire process of me inflating the rest of the balloons and clustering them up while I thought it was recording, it wasn't. So therefore, I've already created the clusters, and just to give you a little bit of what I did, I was able to create 4 clusters of the rose gold color, with 5 duplex in each. So a total of 10 balloon per cluster. The green clusters, I did 3 of those, and it's the same process. It was a total of 10 balloons, 5 duplex. And then for the ivory color, I did 3 of those, and all 3 of them have a total of 6 balloons, which is 3 duplex. So yeah, guys, unfortunately these things happen, and I don't know, at this point, you must have noticed by now that I'm talking in my video, but it's not matching up with what I'm actually saying because I'm doing a voiceover. So yeah, my mic for the entire video was not recording anything. So yeah, today was a rough day. I'm not gonna lie. Today was a very rough day, but you know what? I still got to get this work out, and I still got to get you guys this content. So I'm willing to do the voiceovers for you guys. And yeah, so right now I'm just about to go ahead and just show you guys how I'm going to create this design on the wall. Usually I would build my garland up. Um, right now I'm just getting ready to use my clamps. So these clamps I got from Amazon. Like I said in the last video, they are linked in my Amazon shop if you're interested in it. I will be using these clamps today to mount my garland with using this 260 balloons. So right now I'm just gonna do a small half garland on this side, not even a half, maybe like a quarter. Just something on the bottom of this side, and then I'll be doing an like the S-shaped garland on the other side. So I know a lot of people have been asking how to create the S-shaped garland. That's another reason why I wanted to kind of just add the cluster by cluster to give you guys an idea how to kind of get that look without building your base ahead of time. For me, I just build the base ahead of time because I already know what the technique is to get that shape. But for people that are not familiar with that, I wanted to kind of break it down a little bit so you guys could get an idea of how you could do it with your just adding clusters. So you guys, right now I've just added on um my clamps. I did try to put some clamps at the bottom just to try to tighten that excess fabric that was at the bottom. Um, so we'll see how that work out. But for right now, I did add on, and as you can see right now, you can barely see them in the video, which is good because that's the whole entire point of them is to be transparent, and so if you don't kind of see them through your balloons. So I did add 2 on this side, and I believe I added 4 on the other side. So one at the bottom, one all like a quarter away from the bottom, one at the half point, one at the 3/4 point, and one at the direct peak of the arch. So right now I'm just gonna tie up my 260 balloons. You could get these from Amazon, or you could buy them from Bargain Balloons, or whatever your balloon brand is. You could purchase your 260 balloons from them. Usually, I would say when you buy it from the balloon, commercial balloon place, it's usually a little thicker. So that would be better, I would say. Um, the Amazon ones have worked perfectly fine for me, and I get them in like bulk. So I get them in like a set of 400, and it comes in all different colors because I don't only use them for this. I do use them like to create like other balloon designs. So sometimes it's okay when you want a lot of variety of colors, to just get the one from Amazon. I've never had any issue with them. So right now, guys, what I'm doing is I'm adding on a 260. So basically what I do, I take a 260 balloon and I just tie, the both ends together to create like a big elastic band. And then I just slide it underneath the clamp where it's like where it's like on the stand. So I slide it under that part so it stays in place. And then once I'm ready to add in my clusters, I would just like slide that big rubber band over the balloons and then just tie it off, using the necks of the balloons for extra security. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now, just adding in my 260 balloons. Once I'm done with my 260 balloons, I'm gonna go ahead and start building up my garland. So right now, what I'm gonna be doing is, to create the S design, you definitely want to start off with like a wider base. So, like I mentioned before, both clusters have a total of 10 balloons, or 5 duplex, however you want to say it. It's probably easier to say 5 duplex so you don't get confused. But right now, what I'm going to do is just take 2 of my clusters and tie them together to create a wider cluster. So this is something I've always said to you guys, like if you want a larger cluster, you don't have to keep adding a whole bunch of balloons. Just create 2 smaller clusters and then tie them together to make a larger cluster. So that's what I'll be using for my base today. So once I'm done with that, guys, I will go ahead and just use my 260 clamp and just secure it in place. So I decided to put the rose gold color on the inner part and put the green on the outer part. So it's not too, so it doesn't get lost on the backdrop. So I tried to keep the green balloons on the outer part of the garland. So right now I'm just using my 260 to tie it down. Once I'm done with tying this down, I think my next color I'm gonna add in is the ivory color. Just keep in mind when you're doing this that you have to just, not cover the actual grad sign in the middle, because you want to be able to display that. So I'm just taking my next cluster and do the same thing. I'm just using the same method that I used to build my garland, tying the necks together. I'm just gonna tie in the neck of the balloon into the cluster, and that would give me my third set of balloon clusters. So as you can see, I have a nice little wide base. Got my first cluster on top of the base. Next color I'm gonna go in with, it's gonna be, I think I'm gonna be doing the rose gold color first. Um, just because, like I said, I wanted that to be like the main color. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie in on top of that ivory, tie in my rose gold cluster. Okay, now that I have my rose gold cluster, I'm just gonna use the 260 balloons and the clamp to secure that balloon cluster in place. Because as you go, you want to kind of stabilize the garland. You don't want to wait till you add all these balloons and you're trying to stabilize it, because at the same time you're stabilizing it, but you also have to shape the garland. So you have to keep that in mind. Now that I have this up, I'm going to add in my green cluster. Now, I'm not going to add the green cluster directly on top. I'm going to kind of put it tied onto like the side of it, because I want it to kind of stick out a bit. So I could add another ivory color on the inner part. And just keep in mind that you're trying to create like an S shape. So yeah, you want it to have that shape. So you have to build the garland like that to build up the shape. So tying in my green, and now as you can see, I have that nice curvature from the top come down, and then, it's gonna go around and then go out to the tail. So, and then, obviously it's not gonna look like a S initially. But once you start adding your fillers and all that stuff, you're gonna be able to design it how you want. So I'm gonna go in and add my next cluster. I'm just gonna tie it in, same method, neck to neck. Okay. So as you can see right now, guys, it doesn't look much of like anything, but just keep watching as they keep working on it and see how quickly it's starting to take shape. So what I'm doing right now is just tying a neck from the green balloon to the ivory balloon, just to kind of make it more tighter and stabilize it a bit. So yeah, guys, so now I'm going to go in with my next color, which is going to be the rose gold, and I'm just going to add that directly on top of the ivory. And this is where the balloon is going to begin curving to the right. So I'm going to tie my next cluster, and once I tie that cluster in, I'm going to go ahead and use the 260 clamp to secure that in place. And then the last cluster that I'll be adding in is the green cluster at the top. I want to just put the green at the top because now you kind of have like the flowers hanging down. There wasn't as much green, dark green at the top. So I figured it wouldn't really take away much from that portion of the backdrop. So, and also you want to have like a nice balanced backdrop. You want to have your colors blended nicely. So yeah, guys, right now I'm just securing the balloons, and then I'll be adding in my last cluster on this side. On the other side, I will be doing 3 clusters, with one of each color, and I'll do the same method where I keep the green on the outer part of the backdrop. So yeah, guys, right now as you can see, I am trying to keep in mind as I build my garland to not cover the grad sign. So as I work on the garland, I try to maneuver it in a way where just constantly thinking about that part and not to covered up. So right now, as you can see, you have a little curvature going on. Just by looking at the arch, now you can see, you know, you have a little shape going on. Once I add the top part, you'll see it's starting to take shape, and then I'll go in and add additional clusters just to build up on the shape. So right now I'm just going to go and add my last cluster at the top, and then we'll see what's the next step that we're going to be taking. So now that I've added the last cluster, I'm just gonna go ahead and secure that last cluster at the top using the 260 balloon. And guys, you could always, you know, work with the balloons, you know, just you could shape them however you want, you know. Don't be afraid to maneuver the balloons and fix them in a way where it makes sense for you. So like I said, right now it doesn't really look like much going on. But this is the technique that I'm teaching you. There might be other techniques out there. Like I said, I usually build like my base first and attach my base, then shape out the garland. But I wanted to kind of show you guys a more step by step detailed way to do it. So for people that are new to the channel, people that are beginners to the balloon world, you know, it could be a little harder to get the shape. So as you can see, a nice little curvature coming down from the top. It kind of goes out a little bit. So now I know I need to go in a bit because to create that S shape. So what I'll be doing now is I'm just gonna be adding in additional cluster of ivory balloon on the other side to bring that shape out more. And then I will possibly be adding in maybe another cluster, a smaller cluster of the rose gold balloon as well. So a easy way to think of this, guys, if you're building this from scratch, from a base, basically you just want to start with a wider base. So if you build your base and everything is just that one cluster going all the way down, what you want to start with at the bottom is by adding 2 additional clusters at the bottom, one on each side possibly, or you know, just to kind of get a wider base. And then what I normally do is going up, I start alternating the sides of where I'm adding the cluster. Just alternate the sides of adding the cluster, and you know, that also help you to shape the garland. So as you can see right now, the shape is coming together nicer. So you just got to put in a little bit more work on it. And once everything is like filled in, and you know, you'll definitely get a better feel for it. But as you can see right now, you definitely have a nice curvature coming from the top. It does cascade out a little bit, then it goes inward and cascades to the other side, and then it cascades out to the other side. So that's essentially what you want your base to look like, if you're trying to create a specific design. So right now I just added in my rose gold cluster on this side. I did use up majority of the balloons that I made, so I'm gonna go ahead and inflate a few more balloons, and then I'll check back in once I have everything ready.
'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Okay, guys, so as you can see, so far I was able to add in all three of my clusters on this side of the garland. I did add in a few 18-inch. As you can see at the top green cluster, I did add in a cluster of 4 balloons plus my 18-inch balloons just to kind of give the top a little shape. And then for the ivory balloons, I did add in one 18-inch balloon on the left side. Right now I'm going in with I was able to get 2 of the clear bobos, so I'm just gonna add those in right now. So I'm just gonna add this one right towards the back side of the rose gold art cluster, and then the other one I'm gonna add between that rose gold and green at the bottom. So yeah, guys, I think this is it as far as what I'll be adding in terms of clusters to the balloon garland. Right now, after I add this balloon in, I'm just gonna go ahead and start adding in my clusters. Sorry, my fillers. I did create my fillers ahead of time, and I did, like I say, did create a few different type of fillers. Because I want the garland to look different, and I kind of wanted to showcase some other type of fillers that you guys could use to fluff up your garland and make your garland stand out and look unique and different. So as you can see, the garland does have a nice S shape right now. I am satisfied with what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in my fillers. The other side, like I said, I didn't want to add too much balloons on the other side. It does have a nice set of 3 clusters, and I feel like that complements the entire garland. So right now I'm just gonna tie in this last duplex that I have, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start giving you guys a little bit of detail about the fillers that I'll be using in today's video.
close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways.
So for today's video, guys, my main focus was I try not to create too many fillers. I wanted to do some different designs, like these are some leaves, green leaves, and I just used the inspiration from the backdrop, the little lime green there, just to add a little pop of lime green. So I have like 3 of these leaves that I'll be adding in, and I did use my 260Q balloons to create those. Okay, here we have some gold fillers. Literally, I just use the same 12. These are all made out of 12-inch balloons. I basically just sized down my 12-inch balloons really small and twist them into my regular fillers, and then I just tie a bunch of them together to create like a nice shape. For the green ones, I do have some single ones, and then I have like a mini rope. And then for the rose gold, I did do these little longer ropes. These are not like the ropes that are like uniform, you know, where they're all the same size and they kind of just sit nicely together. These are more of kind of like an organic, or you could call this like a mini garland then. So I created 2 of these mini garlands that I'll be added into the rose gold. And then I have a few single fillers as well. And then the last thing I have is the ivory, just a few clusters of ivory. So basically all these balloons, guys, are made out of 12-inch balloons. I literally just twist them together to create these because I really don't work with 5-inch balloons, and I really just love how these balloons sit in your garland versus 5-inch balloons, because I feel like those are just too loose for me and always have an issue trying to hide the necks and all those things. So basically, guys, you're gonna add these in just the same way you would add in your regular fillers, just by adding your rubber bands on them. Whenever you're adding in these fillers, you kind of want to play around with a little bit and see where it fits best. Also, if you want it to look seamless, you want to not put it on the same color. Try to add it onto the color above it, so this way when you do add it onto your garland, it sits nicely between those 2 colors. So as you can see right now, I just added that one over the green, so it sits nicely where you don't really see where the beginning of it. And then, you know, I just use the next rubber band and I just loop it out over, you know, a balloon in the garland. So that's basically it, guys. If your little rope or little mini garland is too long, you could always add another balloon, another rubber band in the middle, and just slide that over another balloon just to kind of keep it steady. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it when it comes to doing these. Basically, like I said, twist my 12-inch into 5-inch balloons, then I create like a bunch of them. I think these probably have like maybe around 8 to 10 of the mini fillers. Then I just use the necks and just connect them. That's literally what I did. So it's not really anything too crazy or too detailed that, you know, you would find it hard to do. I think the hardest part of this is actually learning how to twist your 12-inch into 5-inch. So yeah, guys, as you can see, I added the 2 mini garlands and it's already making a big difference in the garland. And like I said, that's the whole point, is to try to add stuff in your garland that's gonna make your garland stand out, gonna make your balloon work stand out. This is things that gonna let your clients want to book you, because they see that you're creative, your work is unique, all your stuff don't look the same, you know. So yeah, guys, right now I'm just going in and adding in the ivory. I only have a few ivory, and I have a few of the single fillers that I'll be adding in as well. So as you can see, the single fillers, they are a little bit bigger. So basically this is how I make the garland, just by twisting them, using the necks and just twisting them together. But I did create them smaller, so they're not like the regular size fillers. So once I'm done with this, I think I'm gonna go in with my gold. For the gold fillers, I did the same thing. I try to create 3 different design with the gold fillers, so they don't all look the same. Because I definitely want these accent pieces to really stand out in the garland. I want to isolate them and really let them kind of just show by themselves. So when you look at the garland, like, you have to see them. And that's the effect that I was trying to create. So right now, guys, I'm just gonna continue going in with the fillers. Just like I said before, when you're adding in your fillers, just ensure that you are putting in them in spots that make sense. Take your time and try to figure out what position makes sense in the garland, because and you also want to distribute them evenly. So for instance, the green leaves, I made only 3, and the gold fillers, I only made 3. So therefore it has to balance out in the garland. So you're going to put them in areas where it's going to make sense. So yeah, guys, just stay tuned and keep watching.
Through the night and morning, when the rain is pouring, you're the one I'm calling. You're my escape from my darkest days. And when the sun is shining, we out here riding, chasing the horizon with you. I don't need to look no further. You are the one I'm certain, only one that I'll be holding. When you're loving me, it goes like, ooh, look no further, look no further. Ooh, look no further. It goes like, ooh, look no further, look no further. Ooh, look no further. It goes like, I never thought I'd find it, a love that feels so perfect. I can't even word it. Yeah, you make me lift up from the ground. I believe that we are more, all the world is looking for. Show them all we got it. Never look back, never let go. I don't need to look no further. You are the one I'm certain, only one that I'll be holding. When you're loving me, it goes like, ooh, look no further, look no further. Ooh, look no further. It goes like, ooh, look no further, look no further. Ooh, look no further. It goes like, I believe that we are more, all the world is looking for. Show them all we got it. Never look back, never let go. I don't need to look no further. You are the one I'm certain, only one that I'll be holding. When you're loving me, it goes like, ooh, look no further, look no further. Ooh, look no further. It goes like, let me go, there's no doubt. Gotta get out of this small town. You took my heart from me, now you're everywhere I see. Set me free, let me fly, let me find new kinds of highs. We're just wasting here, waiting for another year. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go on a new adventure. go, it's my time. Watch me build another life. Find another space, explore the world and find my place. Hope you find some peace of mind. Hope the night was worth your time. Threw my heart away, we won't see another day. We both know the score, we've been here once before. So many words unspoken, you took my heart, it's already broken. You don't have to wait, I can take the pain. I will surrender, let me go. It's a new adventure. On a new adventure. You'll find me dancing on my own. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go. In the rhythm I don't think of you. Don't call me up when you're feeling blue. You'll find me dancing on my own. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go. In the rhythm I don't think of you. Let me go. It's a new adventure. It's a new adventure. I will surrender. On a new adventure. I will surrender. Let me go. On a new adventure.
Okay, guys, so as you can see, I did get most of the fillers in. It did take me a little while to determine placement for that gold filler. But like I said, guys, sometimes you just take a little time and kind of see where it makes sense. Because you don't want to just like throw stuff anywhere in the garland. You want it to make sense. And just flow nicely together. So I'm glad that I was able to find a spot there at the top for it and kind of just space them out a bit so they weren't too close up on each other. Right now I'm just going in with the rest of my fillers and just fluffing up the garland, just add in my final touches, and then I'll just add in those 3 leaves last because I just want to kind of just get rid of the fillers first, get those in place first, and then I'll add the leaves in because the leaves are a little bit longer and they're a little bit more detailed. So you kind of want to find an area where they're going to sit nicely and where you can really see the design. So yeah, guys, right now I'm just finishing up with all the fillers and then I'm going to go in and put up the leaves. So just stay tuned for the final look.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
ocean in my head because there are so many things that I left unsaid. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, now I'll find you in my dreams. My heart rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, now I'll find you in my dreams. I'll find you in my walking in the distance. Find you in my I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality.
Okay, guys, so I am pretty much done with the balloon setup at this point. So right now I'm just going in with some balloon shine. Yeah, guys, just always try to have some balloon shine. I know, it's something additional that you gotta add to your inventory, but it does make your work look so much more professional. The clients will appreciate it, and you could always, um, like I charge an outdoor surcharge fee because I automatically apply the balloon shine now when I do outdoor balloons, because I just don't like seeing my balloons without balloon shine when they're outside anymore. Now that I know that this is available, I want to make sure my balloon work look professional. It lasts for a long time so the clients could get beautiful photos and all of that stuff. So guys, I add in a surcharge for outdoors because outdoors it's be so many different things that could go wrong. Balloons popping, things blowing over, it's just so much things that could go wrong. So, I charge a fee. Plus, you're working out there in the hot sun, just like boiling, or you're out there in the rain or whatever the weather may be. So, yeah, guys, don't skimp out on the balloon shine. It's cheap enough to be able to add that on to your price or the balloon design that you're offering the client. I really just don't really even give them a choice. You want a professional look, you're paying for a beautiful garland. I don't know why you would want to have ashy balloons, especially now that this is something that is available to make your balloons look more beautiful and stay longer looking better throughout your events. So yeah guys, so this is the final look. Very cute, came out really pretty. I think those rose gold colors were perfect, you know, just so like a blending nicely with the little flower on the backdrop. I really love how vibrant everything came out. um Really complements the backdrop. The backdrop in itself is so vibrant, and the quality is so good guys. So don't forget to run over to LaForestBackdrop.com and order your backdrops from them. They do custom backdrops. They offer the arch covers. They offer the arches, the circle ring, piping drape stand, whatever your needs are, guys. Go check out the website. You could go over to um my description section of the video, grab that coupon code and use it at checkout to save 20% on your order. So yeah guys, this is the final look. Thank you so much for always tuning in, always subscribing to my channel. Let me know what you think about this look in the comments section. I'm looking forward to you guys in the comment section, so please go over to comment section and leave your comments because I want to hear them. So you guys, let me know what you think about this look. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post new content. Until next time, see ya. Mwah.